This is the Pitino Show, hosted by Richard Pitino and Paul Frischner, presented by Deer Park Roofing.
Welcome into the Pitino Show, presented by Deer Park Roofing. I'm Paul Frischner, and this week on the show, we're going to take a look back at some of the best moments from Season 1 of the Pitino Show, things we like, things that we think that you'll enjoy over the next few minutes here on the show. So we'll talk to you next time when we're joined again by the head coach of the Xavier Musketeers, Richard Pitino. And for now, enjoy the best moments of the season. Coach, this first episode, what I want to do here is take the opportunity to get to know you, to get to know what you mean to this program and your life in basketball. And you've certainly had a long storied history in this, even just being in your young 40s. And to go back to the beginning here of where you were as a coach upcoming and being a manager, right? You've taken all of the steps to get here now to this point. And living your life through a family that has such a storied basketball history, take us back to the very beginning, and maybe for fans that don't know anything about you, what your very first memory of a basketball is.
Yeah, it's pretty funny and surprising that I would get into coaching, because I think my first real memory was Christian Laettner hitting that shot. I was at the game. And that was 1992, so I was 10 years old. And, you know, I remember the Kentucky days. I don't really remember the Providence College, going to the Final Four days, anything like that. But was born in Boston. My dad was the head coach of BU. Obviously don't remember much of that. He then moved to New Jersey to be the assistant coach of the Knicks, then was the head coach of Providence. Then goes back to the Knicks. I remember a little bit of the head coach of the Knicks days, but really remember the Kentucky days. And for one, I mean, they didn't lose a lot of games. So that was like, you know, it wasn't reality. And I mean, I loved Kentucky, but that's a lot. Fans are amazing, but that can kind of overwhelm you a little bit. So towards the end of the Kentucky era for my dad, he had brought up going to Boston. To be the Celtics coach. Not saying I got a vote, because, I mean, I'm in high school. I was a freshman in high school at Lexington Catholic, but I was excited about it. I wanted to get out of that environment and just experience something else. So went to Boston. He was the head coach of the Celtics at the time. I repeated my freshman year at St. Sebastian's just to start fresh. And, you know, it was great. Now, the basketball side of it was pretty hard for my dad, but for me personally, like, so much, I think personality-wise, shaped me in Boston. You know, I like to laugh. Boston is a funny town. You know, you better be able to laugh at yourself in that city. But did that, played, you know, 3 years of varsity. I thought I could have probably gone on and played D2, but I made the decision to just go to Providence College. At the time, my family was in Boston. Providence is over an hour away, but I didn't want to go too close, but I wanted to be close enough to where maybe you can go to a Celtic game on a weekend or whatever. And when I decided to go to Providence, he decided to leave. But it was all good. It was good for me to kind of get away from my family and do my own thing. But at that time, I had been working a bunch of high school camps over the summer, more to make a little cash, have a little fun, meet some people, but wasn't positive I wanted to be a coach. Met a guy by the name of Mike Hart, who's kind of a legendary character in New England. And he was a high school coach at St. Andrews. He offered me an assistant coaching spot. Did that for 2 years while I was at Providence College. Really liked it. Knew Coach Tim Welsh at the time, and he said, hey, well, why don't you come be like a student assistant, manager, film, all those things your junior, senior year to kind of start it, if this is what you really want to do. And you know, it took off from there, and had 2 great years there. Went to the tournament. Didn't have a whole lot to do with me, but Ryan Gomes was a terrific player. We were a good team. And then from there, graduated college at Providence, started my career. And College of Charleston for a couple months as the ops person, then got a full-time spot at Northeastern. We were really good. We had J.J. Barea, who went on, you know, to win a world championship with Dallas. We all left. Our coach got the job at Duquesne. Then 2 years Louisville, 2 years Florida, 1 year Louisville, then went on to become a head coach.
I saw a picture of your brother Ryan. This was maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah, that was a good one.
saw a picture of him at a Minnesota game in a chicken suit.
Yeah, that picture is legitimately sitting in his room on the wall. It's like him and his wife, Maura, getting married, and then it's Ryan in a chicken suit on his wall. And it's a good story. We were playing Indiana in the barn, and big game, and I'm sitting down below in my office, and my brother Ryan, who works on Wall Street, like he has a real job, and like he's a successful business person at the time, comes down to my office to say hello, and it's like 30 minutes for a tip, and he's wearing like a sweater and jeans, and I'm like, oh man, good to see you. And he's like, all right, good luck, I gotta go change. And I'm like, change into what? And I just wasn't really paying attention. And then he goes upstairs, and I talk to my team, and then I walk up the steps at the barn, and it's a sold out crowd. It's a big game, and I look over, and I see my dad's there, and another one of my brothers, and I see my brother Ryan, and he's dressed up in a full chicken costume. And I'm like, what the hell is he doing? And turns out he had lost a bet, and he agreed that he would dress. Our student section was called the Barnyard, and they would dress in these barn animal things. And he lost a bet. I don't know if it was in golf or whatever. And because he lost, he was going to wear the chicken suit, and he wore it legitimately for the whole game. And he's just sitting there having a drink, watching the game. And it was kind of pre-viral moments. We weren't quite there yet technologically, but it was as viral as it became. And a lot of people didn't put two and two together because he was sitting next to my dad. And whenever my dad comes to games, all these creative media people always put the camera on. Oh, Father of the Year is here watching his son. And I'm like, he came to his son's game. Like, I've been to 1 million of his games. You never pass out a trophy to me, but I always laugh at it. But they kept showing my dad, and nobody realized that was his son. So they were like, this random fan is sitting next to Rick Pitino wearing a chicken costume. So it was really funny. We laugh about it all the time. But, like, he had a real job. And I remember the people at his job were like, what the hell are you doing wearing a chicken costume? But a lot of people do bring that up to me to this day. It's pretty funny.
Do you think when we get him here, he can throw the blue blob on?
They're consumed with the blue blob. His kids, he's got 2 little kids, Luke and Taylor, are like obsessed with the blue blob. But yeah, I could see him doing it. You give him enough drinks, he'll do anything.
Trey, you're pretty active on social media, and I would say in the little bit that I've been able to get to know you here over the last couple of months, I would say you're one of the more outgoing guys on this team. You have a great personality, and one of the things that I think you've kind of endeared yourself to with the Xavier fan base online has been this kind of Aquaman persona. Is that something you lean into, or that you do because you look like him and you feel like you have to?
I'll start off with when this started. So this started when I started So the last year, the Dusty May era, before he left for Michigan, I was growing my hair out. You know, I had a really bad haircut because I asked for a trim. I was already growing out. I asked for a trim, and he like chopped it basically all off, like all the work. And I was like, okay, I have to restart. So it's probably like kind of the end of the year when my hair is starting to get back to, you know, a good length, but I had to sit out. But they started calling me Aquaman because one of the backup bigs got hurt and had to, you know, sit out for like 3 weeks. And my name started to get called more and more and more. And they're like, dude, who is this guy with the luscious hair? Like, he looks like Aquaman out there. And it started like at an Illinois game. I remember it was some two guys on YouTube. My dad sent me the clip. He was like, this Jason Momoa wannabe is killing us right now. And he was not on the scouting report. It was the craziest thing. It was the funniest thing. And then that's when it started. And then the fans at FAU started to like get a hold of it because they heard I was staying after everybody else who played left. Yeah. They're like, oh my gosh, Aquaman's staying. And then I was like, all right, let's just see where this goes. Because my name used to be like Trey Savage or something back in high school. It was never like a big thing. And then this Aquaman thing really kicked off this past year where I started playing more. The fans knew who I was. They had like some Aquaman signs. My wife one time said, like, I had a sign where it said, I love Aquaman. Number 12, and I was like, geez. And then the announcers started calling me it, and then I had a person on Drake when we played him at the Charleston Classic this past year. He's like, dude, do you really go by Aquaman? I was like, how do you know this? Like, it's gotten nationwide to a point you know it now. And so when I entered the portal, and then everybody heard Xavier was like on the top of my list, you should have seen my Twitter feed. Like, Aquaman's coming to visit. Aquaman, come golfing with us. Aquaman, go to Skyline Chili. I'm like, I'm like, all right, let's go with it. And then I committed to Xavier, and then it's just my face pixelated on like a bunch of Aquaman stuff.
Oh yeah, you were all over.
And then I just posted like one of the things that were posted on Twitter when I committed. It was Aquaman dribbling a basketball with the blue blob, and it's funny. So yeah, I guess it's a persona of mine. I love it. I'm not hating it, and I'll keep the long hair as long as I can. So,
Coach, you ever seen the movie? You ever seen Aquaman?
I saw, there's a couple of them, but I definitely saw the one. I'm a big movie guy.
Okay.
So I see most of them, but yes, I saw the first one for sure. It was good. It was good.
I love that.
Gotta get the tattoo.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Deer Park Roofing has been providing elite service for homes and businesses since 1996 and leads the industry in professionalism, quality, and responsiveness. So whether your needs are residential or commercial, Deer Park can handle any job and ensure it's done right. Deer Park's motto is protect what's important, and what's important to you is important to Deer Park Roofing. Visit deerparkroofing.com today. deerparkroofing.com.
A fifth third better means we give 166.7%.
Who's a good boy, Parson?
I am good boy.
That's right. And why?
Because I bank a fifth third better.
Wait, what?
5/3 equals 166.7%, so they put 166.7% into everything they do.
What is happening?
I'll tell you what's happening. Free checking, no hidden fees, and identity theft protection. Now, let's get rid of cat, please.
What?
This is banking a fifth third better.
So, Philip, full transparency, I haven't really had the chance to get to know you a ton this summer, but in what I've heard from everybody else about you, everything I hear is a really high character guy, high quality, and that you're a fun guy to be around. Am I accurate on that, Coach?
Yes, for sure. He can laugh. When I coach, like, I'll throw in some little sarcastic jabs to make him laugh, to kind of diffuse the situation a little bit. And I think some guys pick up on it and some don't. But you can always tell early in the process, like, Phil's going to get my humor and know, like, I'm telling you a message, but that we can laugh about it afterwards. And nobody can do that. And he'll give it back to me, and I'll laugh about it too. And I've loved coaching him. Never a bad day. And if he is having a bad day, like, he's honest with you, and you can get him out of it, and he'll be truthful with you. And he's got some wild beliefs about strategy, and we've laughed about it before. And I'll tell this story. We were at we beat UNLV at UNLV. We did not fly charter that game. It was a direct flight back to Albuquerque. So we're sitting at a Shake Shack, and we're up 2. UNLV has the ball, and we end up winning the game. We don't intentionally foul. Now, we end up fouling. Donovan Dent fouls for whatever the reason was, but we end up winning or whatever. Phil tells me after the game, we're eating Shake Shack. He's like, hey, Coach, did you think about intentionally fouling? I'm like, fouling up 2 with, on defense. And he has all these percentages and all this belief of what you should do. And at first, I'm like, you're an idiot. And then afterwards, I'm like, it kind of makes a little sense. But very analytical. I remember I would call travels on him early in practice. And he sent me one night, like the first week of practice, what a travel was on YouTube. I'm like, hey, Phil, I've been coaching for like 13 years as a head coach. I think I know what a travel is. But very, very cerebral and very analytical, but fun. It's fun to talk basketball with him because he cares about it.
Okay, I'm gonna prod you on this question because I have read the article on KenPom about fouling up 2, and it's kind of wild to think about. If you haven't done the research into it, it is a wild concept, but a few more people here and there have talked. I don't know if we'll ever like widely see it implemented.
It is dumb, but it's not insane. Let's put it like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk us through. I'm sorry.
Give the logic.
Right,
Give the logic of what you said.
There is a math behind that for sure, and it would take full podcast for me to explain it to you. But after this, I'll explain it.
Phil's argument was this.
Yeah, you will understand for sure.
In order to, he said, we will either score or get fouled. What, 50%?
Yes.
Okay. So his argument was, if we foul them, there's a really good chance in that situation that the kid would miss a free throw, right?
And then after that, you have extra 10 seconds or 15 seconds to score if they make 2 free throws. On the other side, you have no chance of losing by getting a 3-point shot. So
My argument to Phil was we had a top 20 defense in the country. Let's get a stop. But
my argument was UNLV was not dedicated defense either, so we could score too.
there was some thought behind it. That's what, if you're going to give me a suggestion, if you think about it, I'll listen to you. If you don't, I'm like, I'm not going to listen to you. But it was a very good conversation amongst everybody at Shake Shack, and we were all laughing about it. It just shows you if you win, you can laugh. If he would have brought it up to me and lost, I would have screamed at him. But it was was a good moment.
Yeah.
When a Xavier fan at the Cintas Center screams because you foul up too, whether it's intentional or not, they're going to come back to this clip.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know. Well,
If he does foul up too, it's his doing, not mine.
Passing the buck right off.
Yeah.
I won't do it if coach won't tell me, of course. But yeah, if it happens, yeah, I know fans would be mad at me for sure.
Cover your tracks now.
Yeah.
That's all right. Yeah, has that been one of your goals this summer? Try and just be out there longer on the court?
Longer on the court and try to build my conditioning, muscle, everything.
Getting bigger.
Just getting bigger, get more shots, more reps. Yes.
How have you liked playing in this system so far? How have you liked playing over the summer for Coach Pitino?
Oh, that's good. Great so far. They're really hard on me. Like if I make any mistake or up one offense, they're gonna stop everything. He's gonna yell at me. He's gonna curse me out, and then say, "Pop, doing right," or we're not moving on. So yeah,
That's staying in on YouTube, and we're cutting it on Fox 19.
You can't drop the F-bomb on the show.
Oh, my bad. I mean, like,
Leave it in online.
it's the same exact. So the way I say it is the same.
No, I don't swear on the court.
No, not swearing, but like you yelling like so hard, like yeah.
He's a guy. What I love about Pop, besides his potty mouth, is you can coach him. He listens, and I do think every player is different. But I think we would be doing him a disservice if we were not all over him all the time. And he can handle it, and he's getting better because of it.
And one of the things I always like to ask, tell us about your family. Now, you do have a brother. You're all right.
Yes, sir.
Your brother's always right?
Yeah.
I mean.
Pretty crazy. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it actually, my dad, his friend told him, like, I think you should name your kids All and Always Right, and just was, like, joking with him. And then, like, time came about, here we are, but, like, I mean, it's a blessing for sure. I mean, there's jokes all the time, but I love it. I think it's actually pretty funny when I see it on social media.
Yeah, and to your point about your dad, being on Twitter and seeing how active your dad is on social media and how proud he is of you guys, it's cool to see. It's cool to see him always posting, always promoting what you guys are doing. Tell us about your dad and the rest of your family.
Yeah, no, my dad's been there like every step of the way, everything basketball wise, my only coach, only trainer. Like I never had to go to anybody else for advice, you know, like that was my go-to guy, him and my brother. My mom, she's more kind of on the academic side, you know, comfort me when dad's yelling at me for having a bad practice or something like that. But all in all, they were really, really involved in my career and like never missed a game. They were at all my games in my freshman year at Valpo. So, I mean, they traveled every single one. So they were there every step of the way.
So do you live on a farm? Do you have a lot of land?
We have like 10, 11 acres out at my house. And then obviously we have friends that have hundreds of acres of land and raise cattle. And that's just what I've grown up doing, is helping people out with their cattle and horses. And I raised 4-H pigs growing up and all that stuff.
So I'm from right outside DC. My wife, her family, they run an operational beef farm, cattle farm, right across the border in Indiana. But I had never been on a farm, never had any. I mean, a pumpkin patch as a cow running around or whatever, but no experience with like cattle, a farm, how it's all run, farming, any of that. And in the last 8 years, my eyes have been open to that whole world. I gotta tell you, it's something. What's it like growing up on it?
Oh, it's great. I love how it's formed my work ethic, because growing up, helping out those guys, I mean, it's just you go out there and you work and you don't expect anything out of it.
Coach, you
You're
have any
just there to
farming
work.
experience?
No. I mean, I guess Kentucky with horses.
Sure.
Like I would say when my dad was head coach Kentucky, they would allow you to be in the berth of a horse, like in the stable, whatever they call barn. Did that a couple times, and I don't want to do that again. Minnesota was a little bit. Now I was in the Twin Cities, but you would do the fan fests in the summer, and you would drive out to these towns where it's farmland. Not my cup of tea by any means, but certainly respect the way of life and all that. I mean, it's really cool to be a part of.
You talk about the work ethic. What kinds of jobs did you do? What was life like for you?
We would really do everything from, I mean, with cattle, from the second the calf's born, you got to go out there and give it vaccinations and tag it in the ear so you know which calf is which with mama cow. And then later on, we have to brand the calves. So you take a hot iron and stick it on their side, and it'll make your brand. So then once you put your cattle up in the hills, in the mountains during the summer, then when you go up there, you'll know which cattle are yours. So that requires people on horseback, and they'll rope the calves and drag them out. And then I'd be there, and you just pick the calves up and throw them down and then hold them. And they get their vaccinations and their brand, and then they're off. And we'll do like 200, 300 head of calves in the day.
My son played Xbox all day yesterday. That's what he's doing.
Deer Park Roofing has been providing elite service for homes and businesses since 1996 and leads the industry in professionalism, quality, and responsiveness. So whether your needs are residential or commercial, Deer Park can handle any job and ensure it's done right. Deer Park's motto is protect what's important, and what's important to you is important to Deer Park Roofing. Visit deerparkroofing.com today. deerparkroofing.com.
A fifth third better means we give 166.7%.
Who's a good boy, Parson?
I am good boy.
That's right. And why?
Because I bank a fifth third better.
Wait, what?
5/3 equals 166.7%, so they put 166.7% into everything they do.
Okay, what is happening?
I'll tell you what's happening. Free checking, no hidden fees, and identity theft protection. Now, let's get rid of cat, please.
What?
This is banking a fifth third better.
The journey to move medicine forward takes an unwavering commitment to solving complex patient care. Innovative thinkers driven to change lives. A therapeutically focused contract research organization. A diverse team committed to comprehensive patient care. All leading to successful drug approval. Join the CTI team on our journey to move medicine forward.
I think the skyline question sometimes is a little lazy because every interviewer ever from this city asks a non-Cincinnati person what that is.
Have you tried Skyline Chili yet?
I have not. I'm scared of chili. I'm not gonna.
Okay, so here's what I always say. It gets a bad rap because a lot of people call it a chili.
Right.
I think it's more of a meat sauce, and you add the elements that make it a chili.
That might scare me even more, though.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
But I asked you, so like hand up, I did ask the question. You gave a great answer. You haven't tried it yet.
No, still haven't either.
It was what was intriguing to me, Malik, was the look on your face. I think, have we gotten you to that point yet? Have you embraced Skyline yet?
I eat it once a week. I love it. I love Cincinnati. I love Xavier. I love Skyline Chili. No, I mean I have eaten it, but I don't eat it a lot. I know you're into it. I mean, you told me you have it like twice a week. Yeah.
Yes.
I would say so. I told you this, I think, before, but when I lived in New Mexico, they had this thing called red and green chili.
Yes.
And it was typical question you got asked was red or green.
Yep.
It's very similar to the Skyline question. And legitimately for 3 years, I lied. And I'd be like, oh, I love green chili. Like, it's the best. I put it on everything, and I never did it. And I finally gave in and I did it. And like we have it shipped from New Mexico now, and it's like in our fridge. So I think it's the same thing with Skyline. Skyline is very good, but it's a very hearty meal as you get a little bit older. But no, it is very good.
Yeah. We'll get you there, Malik.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get you there. You see the look on, I don't know if you saw the interview, Coach, but I was telling him about Skyline, and I said, I think what people get wrong about Skyline is that they see it as a chili. I say it's a meat sauce.
Meat sauce, yeah.
And you add the beans or you add the noodles or the onions or whatever, and that's what really makes it the chili. But the core of our good friends at Skyline is a meat sauce. And you should, the look on your face was like,
shit.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, meat sauce, I don't think that was a good word for it, man. You shouldn't have said meat sauce.
It's not a traditional type of food, which is unique and cool. You don't have a lot of places like that.
Yeah, it's not like a chili that you're putting in the pot on a 10-degree day in December before a Saturday at college basketball, right? What is your Letterboxd for? If you don't know what that is, what are your 4 favorite films and why?
What did you call them?
Letterboxd. It's that website you go in and you rate your favorite movies.
I didn't know that. Godfather 2. Gladiator. Can I go comedies?
You can do whatever you. Oh yeah.
Old School when that came out.
Yeah.
Just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And then I loved the Royal Tenenbaums. I thought that was a great, funny, random movie that I really, really liked. You got the Shawshank Redemptions and like the Forrest Gumps, but those are so overplayed. But yeah, I love watching movies. Like I'll go a lot.
What's your genre of movie? Like you're sitting there at night and you're gonna flip something on. Are you a comedy guy or you want
huge comedy guy? Yeah, huge comedy guy. Like Dumb and Dumber. I will rewatch that thing every week if it's on Steve Hunt.
If you could dine at one restaurant, only one, for the rest of your life, you get one restaurant, where would you go?
Soto. Love it.
Love
and
it.
I don't walk out of Soto feeling like a fat piece of crap. Like I feel like it's healthy, healthy-ish Italian
Oh, it's
food.
healthy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think that restaurant's amazing.
What do you get? What's your
I got
order
the
there?
short rib, whatever it is, pasta. Unbelievable.
It is incredible.
Yeah, high level.
It is incredible. First time I went there, hand up, I'll admit it. First time I went there, I forget what it was. The one pasta I got, they put like the red pepper flakes on top. Pomodoro, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. They must have put all of the red pepper flakes in one singular spot.
Oh, man.
I took one bite of that thing and I go, I don't know if you all could tell, I'm not much of a spice guy.
Right.
I don't know if I exude that.
Sent it back.
I said, can we do this without the red pepper flakes? I felt like I was committing a cardinal sin.
Yeah, I know.
I was like, oh my God.
Chef's back there like this guy.
And then the next time I went, I didn't say anything about it. Got it was fine. So it's
Yeah.
like maybe it just all got pinched into one
Oh.
place. You never know.
Wow.
I felt like I was just letting the entire
Yeah,
establishment
definitely.
down.
Definitely.
The Italian culture, I felt like the whole deal, like I was just really bringing it all down.
I mean,
a
it's
notch.
it's a new age Italian, like
Yeah.
the North End, what I was talking about is this Italian restaurant area in Boston, but you're gonna walk out there eating like 5 pieces of bread, lasagna,
Yeah.
and like I love Soto because it's just perfect portions and the food quality is amazing.
Yeah, my answer would be McDonald's. Okay, if there was a music festival curated just for Richard Pitino, which bands would be headlining the festival?
Wow. I would go Dave Matthews Band. Love Dave growing up. I would go, let me think of an older, I would go like Guster.
Okay.
That was a band in
Matt
Boston.
Norlander would be a fan of that.
Matt Norlander. That's the only
Yeah.
reason why I didn't want to say it because he's so annoying about it. But I love Guster, and Matt is spot on with it. I'd go those two as the bands from the past for me. My wife is insanely annoying about Morgan Wallen, but I really like Morgan Wallen, so I would do that because I think his new stuff is great. Coldplay. I think Coldplay is really
You ever seen
good.
them live?
No, I've not, but I'd like to see them. They were really good as well.
Yeah, I've never seen them, but it feels like a bucket list type of item. Even if you don't love them, like the production of the show, the quality.
Piece,
I do want to say, I just want to go back to the food thing real quick.
Yeah.
So I was in Kroger last night, and Xavier fan was walking by, and he looks at my cart, and he goes, I thought you only ate fast food. Because he saw I had broccoli in the cart, broccoli and chicken. And he goes, I thought you only ate fast food. I said, my wife is, we're trying here. We are trying. Michael Wolf, Henry Thole, also walk-ons on this team, and a couple of guys that you've obviously bonded with. Just talk about those guys. I know they're not sitting here, so we'll give them some shine.
Yeah, they're my two roommates, and I mean they're just great guys. They're really hard workers. We all had Brad as what I would say is like our leader. My freshman year, it was me, Bob, Wolf, and then Brad. And Brad had already been a walk-on for 2 years, so we kind of all looked up to him, and that's where the culture that Coach Pete really talks about comes from, because Brad really understood his role and understood, like, we're here to get players better. We're not here to play. And then if we play, it's a cool reward at the end. But Brad really taught us that. And then Henry came in last year, and Brad was still here. But I really took Henry under my wing because I knew Brad would be gone next year or this year. And so also taught Henry the culture. And then everyone just understands it. And they're just great guys who just really work hard and want to win.
Well, we talked about your points. We do have some film here to look at. Coach, if you want to take us through this here. Now, for people watching this, we're going to throw the graphics and everything on top, but we have a TV over here to our left. Now, hold on. Go back a screen here, Coach, if we can, because these are your career stats. There's a lot of 100% on here. Yep. Mark put this together for you. 7 career points. Got a rebound. You got an assist. You scored in your last 3 seasons. You hit a 3 this year. I mean, that's a pretty good line there, Ian.
Yeah, I know. My granddad always talks about how he never wants me to lose my 100%. And so when I shot that 3 the other night, the whole time it's in the air, that's all I could think about was my 100%. Like, oh no, if I lose this. But yeah, he always says, if you're going to shoot it, you better make it because you don't want to ruin that.
1 for 1, 1 for 1, and 1 for 1.
I didn't know. And he jacks up that 3, and I'm like, oh my God. And he told me after the game, he's like, I've never missed a shot in my career. I was like, wow, that's an ambitious shot to take when you're batting 1,000. So
knock it down.
Amazing.
All right, let's go through the film here, Coach. Take us through it.
So obviously, Ian just plays no defense, but then gets the stop, runs to the corner where he should be standing. We actually run pretty similar offense, but similar 3. Pretty nice right there by Mir.
This was
the year before. Okay,
last year.
Got a bad angle here.
Dante bringing the ball up the court.
Okay, this is Maddox right here.
Yeah,
there's Ian in the right corner, but similar kind of action.
Corner chase.
He does what we call a corner chase, which they ran last year. We do the same thing. Plays off a 2.
Body.
Very nice.
You ignore the score in this one.
And then this was.
Rebound and the stick back. Look at that, Ian.
Really good.
Against the national champs.
The unfortunate thing, I will say, and somebody brought it up to me in our radio show one day, when they changed the rules about the net and KenPom and all that, blowouts are worth more. Anybody that says they're not are absolutely full of you-know-what. So it really takes away from these guys getting opportunities because a 35-point win may be worth more than a 22-point win. And I'm not saying like these guys are going to puke all over themselves and blow a lead, but a lot of coaches now are extremely apprehensive to put in walk-ons anymore. And, we played them, whatever that was at Corpus Christi where we won it. Like that was a great, great moment. And I remember the next game, you kind of have a number on KenPom of what you're trying to beat if you're leading by a lot. You're not necessarily thinking about it, but our guys kind of blew it. And I didn't play the walk-ons. And sometimes you feel like a jerk and you're like, am I overthinking this? But everybody looks at KenPom. And if you don't cover the KenPom spread, you do not go up. So it's an unfortunate, stupid thing in our culture of nobody looks at us anymore as 7-3. They look at the KenPom numbers and like, oh, you didn't go up or whatever. So I hate it so much. So hopefully at some point they get rid of it.
Deer Park Roofing has been providing elite service for homes and businesses since 1996 and leads the industry in professionalism, quality, and responsiveness. So whether your needs are residential or commercial, Deer Park can handle any job and ensure it's done right. Deer Park's motto is protect what's important, and what's important to you is important to Deer Park Roofing. Visit deerparkroofing.com today. deerparkroofing.com.
A fifth third better means we give 166.7%.
Who's a good boy, Parson?
I am good boy.
That's right. And why?
Because I bank a fifth third better.
Wait, what?
5/3 equals 166.7%, so they put 166.7% into everything they do.
What is happening?
I'll tell you what's happening. Free checking, no hidden fees, and identity theft protection. Now, let's get rid of cat, please.
What?
This is banking a fifth third better.
Isaiah, what has the influence of your dad been like? Not just on coming here to Xavier and knowing that history, but just on your basketball career.
Oh yeah, I mean he's been honestly a huge role model for me, and just having someone that's been there, been through it, and he kind of just, I think he keeps me level-headed. Keeps me from getting too high in the great moments, getting too low in the tough moments, and he's always been preaching that it's going to be a roller coaster ride. I mean, your college career, honestly, the whole thing's gonna be a roller coaster ride. So he's been, a great person to lean on, for sure. And I think he's always stressed that, like, don't play for me or for what I did, and you don't have to go to Xavier because I went there. But do what you want to do, and I'm gonna support you. So that's been awesome.
But it would be great if you ended up at Xavier.
But it would be great if you ended up at Xavier, and I could bring my old school gear out and everything, and go to the games. So yeah, he's excited.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
What was the reaction like? Not maybe just in your family, but friends or people that you keep up with back here from home?
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, people start hitting you up for tickets and stuff like that. I'm like, I don't even know how many I get yet, But no, it was really cool. It was really cool seeing the interaction and talking to people I haven't talked to probably in, a while. But that was really cool, and seeing people, I guess, have a familiar name. And I think what we touched on with the transfer portal, like, it's so hard for a lot of fans because they don't get the same player for 4 years now. So I think it's nice to have some sort of a name they recognize a little bit. So I think it's a cool part of this.
Yeah, and we're going to be talking to Roddy Anderson later today, but having names, connections.
Yeah, right.
Coach, that's the nostalgia of college sports, right? That's building up that connection with the fans. That's what we're trying to do here on this show, is establish that. And I think having a player like Isaiah, for the fans to be able to establish that connection too, it's got to feel good.
Yeah, I think the kind of push-pull right now for us is you have a fan base that really, really cares, Xavier. And a lot of them have been fans for a long time. And there's a little level of frustration of there's new players every year. They're not coming for their degree, this and that. And like they complain to me, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. I didn't make the rules. But there's still some really, really cool storylines every single year if you just embrace it. And we've got a locker room full of them. And obviously to have somebody come here who grew up kind of around the corner somewhat, dad played here, understands just the value of it, Xavier and going here. And that's my biggest thing. Like, they're all getting paid. That's a factor now in recruiting for sure. We understand that. But the ball's going to stop bouncing at some point. And the reality is he's probably going to settle here. He probably thinks he's going to settle in the Bahamas or something. But realistically, you always seem to go back home. And if he's able to meet somebody who gives him an opportunity outside of basketball, maybe a Xavier alum, like, that's what really makes all this stuff work.
Is there somebody that sticks out to you that maybe, through the last 20 years, you feel like hasn't gotten enough credit for the work that they put in on those teams? Maybe somebody that's under the radar that you think, man, that person really made those teams go and they don't get enough credit.
I mean, I think almost everybody, man. Everybody had their moments and times. Like, even with BJ Raymond or whatever, I'm not sure how much love or everything else he gets here, but like those shots against West Virginia. Oh my goodness. And then, like, he went a streak where we called him mode. That was his name, mode, because he got in the mode where he just wouldn't miss. In practice, nobody wanted to stick him because he get everybody in trouble because he just throw up shots and make them or whatever, you know. So we just called him mode or whatever. So I think that's one guy that really helped us out big time that I don't think may not get enough credit for.
Yeah. What was your favorite moment in a Xavier jersey?
Favorite moment? Maybe winning that West Virginia game. Winning that game.
Tell me about that game.
It was up and down. I mean, we got off to a real good start.
Yeah.
You know, I think it was up like 15 or 16, and then the game kind of slowed down some. They was just coming off from beating Duke, so we knew we couldn't give up. Like, I mean, stop putting the pressure on them because they was going to make their run or whatever. But I think they ended up taking the lead by like 5 in overtime. You know, so we had to lock back in. I think I gave a advanced pass to CJ. He made a tough layup, cut it to 3. I think I hit a 3, tied up, and BJ just closed it. 2 huge shots. Whatever. But the game was great.
I mean, that skip pass across the way to BJ.
From Stan to BJ,
yeah.
And Josh carried us, man. Josh really carried us. I think he had like 27 that game. That tournament, Josh was maybe one of the best players in the tournament.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And what people might forget about that was, I believe that was the tournament, the first game you played Georgia, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was the weird tournament where Georgia had a terrible year, but they got hot and they won the SEC.
They won like 2 games in one day or something like that.
Yeah, they won the SEC tournament. That's right, because there was like a a rainstorm or a snowstorm or something in the arena. They had to play, I think, 2 games in one day.
2 games in one day, won them both.
And they won them both. They win the SEC, and you know, I've heard the stories through the years of the coaching staff on that team that they couldn't believe that, because you guys were a 3 seed, and Georgia was a 14. You can't believe you get a SEC team as a 14 seed, but that's how it happened. What do you remember about, because Georgia came out and took the lead in that game. I think they were winning at halftime.
They were up. They were up maybe I think like 11, 12 points or whatever. And I remember halftime, we're walking in halftime, and all I hear is, "You guys are scared. You're scared." It's Coach Miller, just, "You're scared," blah, blah, whatever. So I remember second half, we're still coming back. We're fighting back. I remember Stanley keeps saying, "Not today, not today, not today." You know, so he making big plays, getting defense. So basically, he's saying we're not going down today. Today won't be the day that we lose. So I still remember that vividly in my head with Stan saying that. Then we end up winning the game or whatever. And then I remember running the locker room, and I hear, "You guys wasn't scared? You guys wasn't scared," or whatever. It's Coach Miller again or whatever. So it's some good times, man. It's a good game.
Hopefully, you deserve a special day. It's gonna be a hard game, but you deserve a great moment.
I picked this game.
yeah.
I picked.
I was hoping you pick a different game.
Yeah, no, I picked this one. I wish St. John's was good when I was in high school. I would have went there or something.
Yeah. I mean, there was a Twitter account dedicated to getting your jersey retired, right?
Yeah, retired 52. Yeah,
it was a collective effort.
We got it done.
Got it done. Congratulations on such a special career here at Xavier. You've given, I mean, look, I'll say it here, the moments that you gave to this fan base, right, and to people that now, me being 29 years old, I remember being in my basement in Virginia watching you beat Notre Dame with that shot off the glass, right, or beat Purdue, and I'm 525 miles away. Yeah. And those are very clear memories in my head of the reason why I even wanted to work in this sport. And those are the moments that a lot of people latch on to, and they're reasons why people love college basketball, and especially in this fan base, and they're because of you. So, congratulations to you. We're grateful to have you here and to be able to give you this honor.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Congrats.
This day, January 24th, 2026, the jersey number of 2 Holloway is now retired. Ladies and gentlemen, the 5th Xavier men's basketball player to have his jersey retired, 2 Holloway.
To play in OT, 84-81. Holloway. Redford back on the court. Offensive substitution. Holloway turns, flies. Oh, he made it again! Now he tied at 84.
Holloway steps back for three. How about this? He can struggle for 38 minutes, but he wants the ball. He'll shoot it for the lead, and he hits the three. Holloway makes it. And his will to win a basketball game. He's got to stay in the moment. He'll fire another long one. Got it! Absolutely amazing. Yeah, they're about to get Ryan Smith in. Holloway at 85%. Purdue quieted them for the longest stretch, but not here down the stretch.
And they'll turn it over. I want to drive the ball now because the officials will call it close.
And that's exactly what Terrell Holloway did, and here comes the crowd.
Yep.
He's 12 to shoot.
Welford sitting on the bench, so they can't go to him.
Holloway right past Gates. On this possession, 15 to shoot the ball for Xavier. Holloway out front, Vaughn guarding him, now 10. Holloway for two.
Take one.
Xavier still has a timeout remaining. They'll attack the goal. Basket and one.
Well played. Higher percentage shot than shooting a contested three.
Three, Xavier.
What a shot. This is an amazing shot here. Big time player, though. Making a tough, big shot.
Guard the ball. Can Vanderbilt guard the ball in this overtime period? Holloway's going to take a three and got it. Oh, man. How tough is he now? I'm telling you. Looking for a pick from Walker. He'll take the long ball and got another one. Oh, the courage of 52 in blue.
10 on the shot clock. Holloway try to create spin and a three-pointer, and it's down. Wow.
The winner here will match up with Kansas State in the regional semifinals. Jackson comes to the ball, being watched by Gibbs, who's back in there for Pitt. Holloway using the love screen. Off the drive, the bump. It goes and one. Holloway gets the floater. And a chance for three.
Exactly why you try to get spin on the basketball. Now this is almost in the ridiculous class because watch how it dies up there. It hits and it just goes flat for a second. The air out of the ball, but to the benefit of the shooter. Great move across the lane. Guys involved. Get a lot of touches at the offensive end. Terrific backdoor cut, though.
The crossover, Holloway. It goes down. Terrell Holloway finds a hole.